for a moment, I want you to imagine having everything you could possibly desire in your life right this very minute. And when I say everything you could possibly desire, it doesn't matter to me what it is. The perfect soulmate, an amazing car, a great house, a family, tons of money, whatever it is. I want you to really even close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself having all of those things. Imagine as real as you possibly can. So, what does it smell like? What does it look like? What does it feel like? Or is it, soft or hard, or, can you run your finger down the car, the side of the car that you want? Really imagine, in as much sensory detail as you can, having everything you truly desire in your life right this minute. And now, as you're imagining this in as much detail as you can, I want you to say to yourself, I deserve everything I desire exactly as I am right this very minute. Or I am worthy of all of this that I desire. I'm worthy as I am right now. And as you say that to yourself, I want you to pay attention to how your body feels. I want you to notice if you feel some tension or apprehension, or like that bad stomach feeling where you just feel almost like fear. I want you to take a look at how all of that feels for you. And, are you tightening up in your shoulders as you say that you deserve everything that you desire right now, exactly as you are, without changing anything about yourself? Who you are at this moment is good enough to desire all of it. Now, if you're feeling some tension, if you're feeling apprehension, if you're feeling fear, if you're feeling, this tightness, that's really normal. It shouldn't be, but it's really normal. And the reason is because from early on in our lives, we've been taught that other people and other things or other experiences are meant for someone that's not like me or more like this. Maybe they're thinner or younger or older or smarter or dumber or come from a better city or come from, we're a better country or whatever craziness we've been told. And it's usually a lot of it. We usually get quite a bit of it dumped. And it can come from authority figures in our life. It usually does come from authority figures in our life. Our parents, coaches, teachers, religious leaders, those are big ones that have a lot of influence. So we've been taught that someone like us, as we are, that there's something inherently better about these other people that are successful. So we see these successful people and we think, oh, that's wonderful, but I don't know if I really deserve it. And if you've had messaging in your life, and many of us have, if not most, that there's something wrong with you, or that, it's selfish to go after your dreams, or that, you're just not good enough in countless ways. I've heard astounding things that from clients that are before me, and they're absolutely amazing, successful, incredible people, good through and through, and they've been told that they're worthless from people in their lives, and they believe it. And so they keep having these experiences that are negative, or having money or things, relationships slip through their fingers. And it's because they've been told these things. They've been told to judge other people as better than themselves and to see themselves as lacking. And you have likely been told some version of that along in your life. And that's holding you back from really getting what you really desire in your life. Now, how exactly do we kind of come to this belief? So I'm going to show you something that I find useful. And in the book, I kind of talk about, a balloon. Today I'm going to show you these cute things. So my nephew made these when he was about 6 years old. It's his art, and they're just coasters that I have on my desk. And as you can see, they look very identical, very much the same, right? So let's say I came up to you and said, hey, would you like to take one of these? And you, needless to say, would probably just grab one of them because, right, they look exactly the same in every possible way. There's no distinction between them. Now, what if I said, no, don't just grab them. Let me tell you more. There's a lot more about these that maybe the untrained eye can't see. This one was made from recycled trash in a dump heap. And it's actually got junk all over it. It was made out of junk. It's subpar in every way in the way that it was made. But this one was made in France by an artisan who carefully put this together in the best possible plastic and the best possible cork on the back of it. And it's been, blessed by countless spiritual people. And so this one is clearly the superior one. Now, you would still be sitting there, right? And you'd still be saying to yourself, these two look the same. But after listening to me for a while, pound into you that this one is made out of junk and this one is made out of the best possible material and has some sort of spiritual infusion in it. If I asked you again which one you want, I would put lots of money down that you're picking the one that I've just convinced you is somehow better, even though with your own eyes, you can see that it's made of the exact same stuff, right? It looks exactly the same. Now, the reason that this is key is because this is what we end up being taught to do again and again and again in our lives, right? So let's say you have a dollar bill and $100 bill, right? And as a kid, it's just paper. You'd be looking at it, I don't know, it's $1, it's $100. It's literally made of the exact same paper, but we have to be taught that the $100 bill is worth more than the $1 bill. Made of the exact same stuff, but because we as a society have put that upon it, that the $100 bill is worth more, we, needless to say, desire $100 more, right? And we do the same thing throughout literally our entire day. So because society, or because our families, or because other authority figures, or whoever might be telling us that one thing is better than another. So if you notice how different body shapes come and go, right? And suddenly, like when I was going through college, a big booty was not the thing. And now that people are actually getting plastic surgery because that's the beauty standard right now for women, right? So that's changed. Back in college, people would have judged it as like, oh, that's, what's wrong? That's not the way that this is. Now there's a beauty standard that the people with maybe the smaller frames are not as desirable for whatever reason. And none of that is true. That's ridiculous. It makes no sense, right? And we do the same thing with, we see, one house might be exactly the same as another house, but because the house built out of the exact same stuff is in a better area of town, it's worth maybe 2 or 3 times more than the house in the exact same house in a bad area of town. What we've been taught to believe is that there's something inherently better about certain things, and that's why they're worthy. They're literally worth more. You might have 2 purses that look exactly the same and one has a designer label on it. Maybe it's made of the exact same stuff, but somebody slaps a designer label on it and suddenly it's worth 3, 4, 5 times the cost of the exact same purse. And so we've been taught to believe this again and again, that there is something inherently different, better, that there's something in the makeup of certain people, or something in their genetic predisposition, which is nonsense, or something in, there's something different. There's something vitally different about certain people and certain things that make them so much more valuable. And I'm here to tell you that all of that is as much of a con as me trying to tell you that one of these was blessed by spiritual leaders and was made out of, incredible, artisanal French plastic and cork, and one was made out of trash. You can see with your eyes, they're the same, right? It's as much of a con, but that's the con we've been taught to believe again and again and again. And then we believe it, right? So some of us end up saying to ourselves, that person can make it big, but they've got something inherently, better, different. They've got more of whatever is desirable, more of whatever's, of the moment, the better thing. And none of it's the truth. The truth is that every single one of us, everything that we desire, every star in the universe is made of particles. And particles are just tiny, 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 tiny little building blocks of the universe. And those particles, here's the neat thing about particles. So we're all made of this exact same stuff. no matter what any of us look like right now, or think like, or talk like, or whatever, we are all made at the base level. We are all made of the exact same stuff. Particles. That's it. And particles they have nothing different between them at all. Nothing. There's no race, there's no color of hair, eyes, there's no smart particles or dumb particles, there's no rich particles or poor particles. there's no distinction between them. They're the same. So you are literally made as you sit there, as you are, without changing a thing about yourself right this very minute. You are made of the exact same particles as any person in the entire world that you admire, that you want to emulate, that you wish you were more like. You are made of the exact same stuff as every great painter in the world, or that has ever been, every great scientist in the world, or who has ever been, every philanthropist, every multimillionaire. You are made of the exact same stuff. No matter what you look like, what you sound like, where you're at, what your circumstances are right this very minute, you are made of the same stuff. You're made, Carl Sagan had just a beautiful quote, and I will have to find it and put it up, that we are made of stardust. And we are literally made of the particles of the entire universe. So what this means for you is that no matter how much you perceive that someone or something or whatever they look like or whatever they have or whatever car, etc., whatever it is better than you, it's inherently not better than you, because it can't be better than you, because it's made of the exact same stuff that you are. And you are indeed made of the exact same stuff that it is. So what I want you to do as a practice from this moment forward, when you see something that you desire, or you see someone you'd like to be like, or you're going to go meet somebody, maybe meet a hero of yours, at something, I want you to say to yourself, there's nothing better about this person, this thing, this whatever than me. We are made of the same stuff. I am worthy of all of it. I deserve it. Okay? So let's say you're out and about and you see a car that you absolutely love. Like one of my favorite cars, and I happen to be a car person. So one of my favorite cars in the whole world is a Jaguar F-Type. I just think they're gorgeous in French blue. I think they're gorgeous. And so if I happen to see one of those going down the street, I say to myself, I am made of the exact same stuff as that beautiful car. I am worthy of having that gorgeous car, this F-Type, whatever. There is nothing different about that than me, and I am worthy of it. Something along those lines. That's the practice that I want you to start right now, this week, immediately. Whenever you see something, take out, maybe even take out things in your cutout articles or save articles from the internet of people you admire, and hold those up, or make a vision board of people and things that you admire, that you love. And start that practice. And every time you see them, just remind yourself, this is made of the exact same stuff that I'm made out of. It's not better than me. I'm not better than it. We're equal. And if we're equal, then I am worthy of anything that I see right now. Now, let me know how that practice works for you. I hope it starts to shift things really dramatically.